Video 4.3, Using the Active Voice. Active versus passive. When a verb is in the active voice, the subject of the sentence performs the action. When a verb is in the passive voice, the subject receives an action, and a verb in the passive voice always uses some form of the helping verb be. For example, in the sentence, Joe built the birdhouse, it's written in active voice. Joe is the subject, and built is the verb. So Joe is doing the action. In this sentence, the birdhouse was built by Joe. Now, birdhouse is the subject, and the action was built is the verb, and now you see the subject is receiving an action instead of performing an action. Or, Emily has seen hummingbirds at the feeder. In this case, Emily is the subject, and she is seeing or has seen the hummingbirds. Has seen is the verb. Or, hummingbirds have been seen by Emily. In this case, hummingbirds are the subject, and they're receiving the action, have been seen. Have been seen is the verb. Here's a writing tip. Use the active voice when you write because it is stronger and more direct. The passive voice is acceptable when you do not know the performer of the action or when you want to emphasize the receiver of the action, not the performer. For example, the car was stolen from the parking lot. We need to keep this in passive voice because we don't know who stole the car. Or Mickey Mouse was created by Walt Disney. This is acceptable to keep in the passive voice because we want Mickey Mouse to be emphasized. Let's do a practice test using the active voice. We're going to change the active voice where we can, or change the passive voice where we can to active. Number 1, the ancient city of Rome was built on 7 hills. Now, this sentence is going to have to stay passive because we don't really know from the sentence who built the ancient city, so it remains passive. Number 2, 63 of his 66 professional fights were won by Joe Louis. We can change this to active by writing it as Joe Louis won 63 of his 66 professional fights. Number 3, The Raven was written in 1845 by Edgar Allan Poe. This is in passive voice, and to change it to active, we simply write Edgar Allan Poe wrote The Raven in 1845. And number 4, the city of Machu Picchu was built by the Incas about 1500 AD. To change that to active voice, we would write, the Incas built the city of Machu Picchu about 1500 AD. Good luck working on the active voice on your own.